Let's see if I'm live. Right. Right. So, right.
Food do you eat? You say soul food? Was that the food of African people? Slave food. The food that we find so satisfying. The food that we find that sticks to our ribs. The food that we call down a food that we learn to eat in the quarters. And yet you dare say that we have escaped slavery. That we have nothing to do with those people back there. That they're back there. When our whole very social life and social relationships, our very definition of ourselves as a people, our very attempt to commune with ourselves is mediated by the food of slaves. We have not escaped at all. But it is time for us to change the slave consciousness.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody on Facebook. I have an honor, man, to have my brother here on Health and Wellness Saturdays, plantbasedpower.org. And I also like to say we received our incorporation papers, plantbasedpower.org, as a non-for-profit, and we applied to the IRS as a 501c3 because the goal of plantbasedpower.org is to inform the community, talk, teach, and learn about living a healthy life, not just physically, but also spiritually, whatever denomination that you believe in. But we should all have a healthy spiritual and a healthy life. So, but I'd like to welcome my brother. Y'all see me wearing his bow ties all the time, man. You know, y'all see me wearing his bow ties all the time. And it's my brother, Michael Lamont, owner of Michael Lamont Neckwear. Welcome, brother. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there you go. Welcome, brother.
Hey, man, God bless you, man. Glad to be here, man. And listen, I'm honored and humbled, man. Come on, we talking about DK Jones, man. So I'm honored, man. Listen, I'm humbled, man, by the invitation, bro. For real.
Yo, let me tell you, man, when you were talking about being an entrepreneur and the steps, and you was doing a live video, and you started talking about where you came from. And, you know, I know it touched me. It had to touch everybody else that was watching. And, you know, right then and there, I said, man, I got to get him on because that's a message that people need to hear, especially in this time that we're dealing with right now, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, those of us that deal with business, we know it's not going to be the same, you know, after, and we all going to have to make adjustments, you know, and then with the information that have came out, how, you know, our dietary lifestyle, you know, with this COVID-19 is really, you know, making us more adapt to catching it and dying from it. So, you know, and with that said, I said, you know, I got to talk to a brother that stays healthy, has his faith in God, has a business, you know, took an idea and you're untouchable. You know, when and you know, like I told you one day, I was out at the conference, and to me, it was a Michael Lamont knockoff because I was like, "Yo, is that Michael Lamont?" The dude looked at me crazy, and I was like, "Nah, ain't no Michael Lamont."
I
You
hear
know,
you. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all you guys. I hear testimonies like that a lot, and it's just the grace of God, man, that's brought me where I am so far. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, anytime, brother, anytime, man. You know, and we're here to support always, man. So you know, Mike, tell us, man, like how do you keep your faith um in business? You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Because you know, there are ups and downs, you
right.
know, and some people get discouraged, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when they got 15,000 in the bank and they wipe all that out to start a business, and in the beginning it just don't go the way they want to.
Right. Right.
You know how do you and what do you advise people, you know, that are business owners, how to get through that downside?
Right. Right. Well, the first thing, Damon, that I realized with my business when I first started, I had to first uh, realize, am I going into business for the right reason?
Mhm.
And this is where a lot of us make the mistake and we error because we go into business for the wrong reason.
Mhm.
You may see something that you like or see somebody doing something and you think that it's easy. And so you want to take on it, you know, and try to make a business out of yourself when it may not be for you. I come to learn that most successful businesses stems from a passion that has been generated from that person. And that's why it has longevity because it's driven and running on a passion that somebody has that was God given,
Mm,
and they generated and turned it into a business.
right,
That's how
right,
businesses sustain and that's how they stay around. Because if I get up in the morning and I started a business because I want to be like Damon K. Jones,
right,
and I think that I can do what Damon K. Jones is doing.
right.
When I'm not making any money, I'm gonna lose the drive. I'm gonna lose the interest, the desire, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna lay in the bed at night and just stay in the bed all day the next day with no drive to get up and try to earn money or make that business move. But if I get into business because I have a passion for what I like to do, then every morning when there's no money being made, I still got a drive. I still got a passion to get up and create or recreate or evolve my business into being something greater because I got a passion to do it. So the first thing I discovered is that I had to make sure that I'm in the business for the right reason. Every last one of us have a God-given level of creativity in each one of us that is uniquely different from everybody else. So the passion that God gives you can be unparalleled and unmatched. Like
Mm,
God made one perfect Damon K. Jones. He can never do another one.
right,
After he made you, he broke the mold. There'll never be another Damon K. Jones. So
right.
within Damon K. Jones, whatever he creates cannot be replicated. And
Mm,
this is why I try to tell everybody, you know, be your own unique self. Uh, 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 Let God use the creativity within you, and then turn that into money. So, I mean, that's
right,
that's the first thing that I look at, and that's what sustains my business. You know, and I'm energized by competition. I mean, competition makes me. I love competition. You
right,
know, competition makes it exciting all over again. You
right,
know,
right,
so
right, right. So I mean, you know, when you talk about, you know, the originality and the love and looking for yourself and what God has blessed you to do, um, how do you I mean, brother, because you know, I know your story, right?
mhm,
And how do you how did you um get over those bumps? My mother used to always say, it's just another bump in the road of life, and
mhm,
God's the driver,
mhm,
right? And how did you get over those bumps?
right,
Because, you know, some people might just give up, you know,
yeah,
even if it's their passion, you
right,
know, even if there's passion, you know, and you know my story, brother. You know the ups and
right,
downs I
right,
had, you
right.
know, and but we were able to get through it,
Mhm.
you know, and how did you as a business person dealing, because you deal more in retail because you
Mhm.
sell clothes, How did you get past that?
Well, through my hardships in way before I arrived at where I am now, um, I had to go through a lot, and everything that I went through, uh, God was my foundation of it. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, well God this, God," but you got to do this,
No,
you got to do that.
that's real.
I'm gonna tell you like this, because it is proven to work for me. I can say it with confidence that God is the foundation of He's the foundation of this business. Period.
Mm,
Period. Everything that I've been through, being homeless for 3 years, straight, not having a place to sleep, while being saved, while being a minister in church, no place to live. I continue to trust God. I didn't complain about my circumstances. Some night I didn't
mm,
eat. I
yes.
had to leave outside of the place where I was sneakingly sleeping in, to go across the hall into the ladies' bathroom to get water to fill up in a little bucket that was about this size and stand in it and wash up every night. That's what I had to wash up in.
Mm,
And I did that for 3 years, not even complaining, not even focused on my circumstances, but focused on trusting God that this won't be this way always, you
right.
know, and that is what sustained me to continue to go on it. And I didn't even know what my future would become. I didn't even know that the Lord would bless me to get me to the place that I am now. I had no idea, but my faith was rooted in God, and it was so rooted in God that all I knew was to continue to try to be a better person. That's the only thing I was working on, because I had just got saved and I was still wild. I had some wild stuff in me still.
Right.
So my
Right.
thing was focused on that. Just do better in God. Try to become better in God while I'm working this business, understanding,
Right.
realizing that it was a God-given passion to do what I'm doing. You know,
Right. Right.
it's crazy how this came about, because God, I learned, Damon, that God can take the desires of your secular life, that
Mm,
passion that you had in your secular life, convert you and use that passion to drive your future.
mm,
See what I'm saying?
yes,
Because
sir.
in my before I had a relationship with God, I was in the nightclubs all the time, hanging out with the boys and that type of stuff. So when I got saved and I gave my life to God wholeheartedly, the young lady that I was, involved with, we were going to get married. So I went to a fabric store to look for material to make to get the material for the girls' dresses. At
Hmm.
that particular time, I was a regional sales manager for Bell Atlantic Mobile, and I saw a piece of material that I wanted to have as a necktie. I always loved ties,
Hmm.
so I got that, and she says, "Well, why don't you make it yourself?" So I got the pattern, took it home, made the first tie. We go to church. She tells the chairman of the deacon board that I make ties. I only made one tie. She told me that I make ties. So he had me to make 60 neckties for our annual Men's Day, and I made $900.
Uh-huh.
So this passion was generated from my secular life, which was, relationships, women. So this came
Right.
generated, the idea, the thought was generated. So I didn't realize that I had a passion for this until I actually got involved with it and realized that God had given me a gift to be able to pick out colors and patterns and designs and textures. And I just fell in love with it. And you realize that it's a gift and it is your passion because it comes easy.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you don't have to work or drive at it, it comes very easy. But to get back to your question, it took a lot of hardship to get past. And my foundation was God, man, and just trust and believing that God did not bring me this far. You know what I mean? This is not
Right.
the end of where I am. I'm not supposed to be homeless. This is not the life that God has for me. So I learned by watching the lives and hearing the testimonies of other people. If it worked for them, then it can work for
Exactly.
me. You know.
Exactly.
So I tried God,
Exactly.
man, and that's my only explanation. There was no deep method or anything. That's my explanation. My explanation is my foundation and my relationship with God and just trusting Him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think a lot of people, man, we forget, when we're going through that situation or whatever situation that we're having, to put all the trust in whoever, whatever God we believe in, you
Yeah.
know, and we don't look that there's a future behind it, right? There's a door that you're going to walk through eventually, and it's not going to be the same, right? It is going to be better.
Right.
I've been through that, and I used to tell my wife all the time, it's just going to be all right. We just got to ride through it,
Yeah.
and have that faith. But you can't lose faith in the process, man, because it's a building process also, man. Like it makes you, it could break you, but it could also make you a better
Make
person.
you. Mm.
It could also make you a better person. Now with your health, brother, I see you playing racquetball, man. I see you in the gym. I see you. I know you don't drink. You staying healthy. God bless. I don't even drink as much, as I used to. I fell back, a lot,
Mm.
but because I recognize my health, and I recognize those things. Those things kill my immune system, your kidneys and your bladder, and I want to be around a lot. But as a business person, you also try to maintain a level of good health.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah. Business. You'd be surprised the reaction your body have on you physically
Mm,
from your thought process, and everything that has to run through your mind throughout a day concerning business takes a toll on your body physically. And it's imperative as a business owner, you have to consider the fact that you are in a place where you're making decisions for people. You're not only making decisions for your business, but the people who are under you. You're making decisions that impact their lives. And so you have to have a clear thought process. If you're tired, you're worn down, you're stressed out all the time, business is killing you. Then on top of that, I also run a ministry. I
mm,
have a wife, so I have a family. So I'm in the position where I'm making decisions in every aspect of my life that are impacting and affecting the lives of other people.
mm,
So having said that, I have to be alert. I have to be in my right focused mind, which means I have to get rest, which a lot
mm,
of us as business owners, we forget about. We feel like it's okay to work through the night
mm,
because you got ends to meet and deadlines to meet. No, you can't. You have to sleep. You have to get rest. Number two, you have to be mindful of what you put into your body. Back in 2007, I had a TIA, which was a minor stroke. And it was because, number one, I was not responding to my eating habits. I wasn't exercising. I was
mm,
working like 12 to 16 hours a day and just not taking care of my body. I was at up to 270 pounds at
mm.
being 5'9". So I was a chunky joke. I was, if I was a shop, I would have to shop in the husky section.
Right,
I was a chunky dude. You know what I mean? So,
right.
and my health was just not good.
Mm,
And so when I had that minor stroke, I know what it was all about because I know again everything is built on God. I know that
right.
not only that God had told me he wanted me to start pastoring and start the church. So I told the Lord, I said, okay, no problem. As soon as I get enough money, to start the church and pay for the first couple of months of a rent in the place, I'll find a place, no problem. Then I'll stop the business. In 2007, I was working. I worked to about 16 hours the night before, came in and worked another couple of hours that day. And all of a sudden, I felt the left side of my face get numb,
Wow.
my left hand get numb, left arm get numb, and my mouth went like that, and I couldn't speak.
Wow.
Knowing the signs and symptoms of a stroke, I called my wife immediately. I said, oh, no, matter of fact, she was on her way to the store. So when she was on her way to the store, I called her and I said, get here quickly because I'm having a stroke, I think. So she put me in the car. We got to UMD&J in 7 minutes. And they told me it's a good thing I got there when I did. So they set me down, my blood pressure went down, and immediately they put me on meds and stuff like that.
Right.
And what happened was God was telling me simply, listen, you know, I don't need your money to start a business. I mean,
Mm,
to start my ministry. I need you to start my ministry. Immediately, my wife would tell you, I shut down the store for a year and a half.
really?
For a year and a half. When I knew God was telling me, get your business together with me, get your health together, man. He shut down. So when I heard that, I opened a church. We started running the church. We were growing real fast. We had guys coming in. We had women coming in, joining, families coming in, joining. We had deacon board, trustees, everything, musicians. The whole church was up and running a year and a half later.
Wow.
But because God said that he'll give you the desires of your heart, I left the church, went around the corner on my way to the dry cleaners. The car cut off on Halsey Street, right there on Halsey Street. True story, Damon. God knows I'm telling you the truth. True story. The car cut off right there on Halsey Street. I called AAA. I'm sitting there waiting for AAA. And while I'm sitting at AAA, I look over on Halsey Street. I go, wow, it's vacancy. This is a year later, a year and a half later. It's a vacancy right there. So let me look into it. So I call the number. The guy says, okay, yeah, I'll come around and show it to you while I'm waiting on AAA. So I go in there and I look. This is crazy, Damon. This is so crazy. This is how I tell you, man, God is real, bro. This is crazy. So the owner comes around, right? He lets me into the place. I'm looking around in this place and I'm visualizing because I'm a visual person. I'm visualizing it. And I'm going, wow, God, you trying to tell me something? Because my car cut off right in front of me. Listen, God don't do stuff for no reason. I pay attention to him. He don't do stuff for no reason. So my car cut off, right? And I go inside the place after the landlord comes. He shows me inside the place, and I'm telling him, dude, this is my space. This is where I'm supposed to be. So he goes, what are you talking? I said, I had a store around the corner on Raymond Boulevard.
Right.
And so I've done everything that God told me to do by starting the ministry, starting the church. I did all of that stuff. Right. And so I went and I told him, okay, I can put this here, put that there, put this there, put that there. And we're there for about a half an hour. I'm convincing this guy that he needs to, he's supposed to rent me this space. I'm convincing him, dude, you're supposed to rent me this space. So he says, you know what? I even showed him pictures of the store on Raymond Boulevard because I had him in my phone. So he says, you know what? He says, okay. This is what I'm going to do. He says, man, I never had anybody to convince me of doing this before. He says, but I'm going to leave you with these keys. He says, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you this place. I don't want a security deposit. He says, I'm going to give you these keys. Right? And not only am I not going to charge you, I'm going to give you the first month and a half free. Come on, man. I'm going to give you the first month and a half free. Now, listen, I'm waiting on AAA. Bro, I'm waiting on AAA, D. I'm waiting on AAA.
That's right. That's right.
While I'm there and we're having this conversation, guess who pulls up? AAA.
Right.
I give him the keys. He go out to the car. Me and him continue talking, right? While me and him talking, and we're trying to figure out the logistics to it, how much time I need to turn. AAA comes back in. He says, sir, ain't nothing wrong. Your car started right up. Bro, listen, this is a true story. I got on the phone. I called my wife. I said, honey, you have no idea what just happened. Because I'm telling you, man, listen, there's a reward for being obedient when God gives you instructions to do something.
Right.
And sometimes, and Damon, I'm going to tell you, man, through that year and a half process, I had to get rid of some people in my life that wasn't doing me any good, that was telling me my business was not going to make it, that telling me I was not going to survive it. Some relationships that I knew God did not want me to have, because I knew through the process I had to stay in tune with his words, man, in tune with him and his instructions and guidance.
Exactly.
Exactly. And through that health process and through that health situation, I knew that God was telling me that I need to get my life together health-wise. So immediately I enrolled into a gym. I started going to the YMCA. And I was thinking about this morning, you know, that I want to write a book. What if your life depended on it? You know, because then my life depended on changing. Me having a relationship with my kids in the future depended on me changing my life, right? My lifestyle, right then
Exactly.
and there.
Exactly.
You know, I had to change that. You know,
Brother,
and I had to get out of the way I was living. Yeah.
a lot of us don't think about that. Like changing our lives, not just for ourselves, but for our children and our grandchildren. You know, like we don't. I don't think we look at. I don't think we look at it that way. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, and I learned from my mother. You know, I was caretaker of my mother for about 3 years before she passed last August.
Wow.
And you know, her words to me was, "I didn't want to put you through this."
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, I didn't want to put you through this. And but in the process, I started seeing that I was on the same medication she was. You know,
Wow.
so I needed to change my
Wow.
lifestyle. You know, when I'm giving her medication, I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, this is what I'm taking.
Wow.
You know, this is what I'm taking
Wow.
at 50. She
Wow.
taking it at 80.
Wow.
So where, you know, start thinking, you know, well, I'm going to end up experiencing the same thing. You
Repeating the
know,
process. Yeah.
exactly. But that's the lesson she taught me.
Wow.
You know, and I said, man, I got to change my eating habits. I got to change my lifestyle.
Right.
You know, but we have to. I don't think we look at that. You know, how we treat ourselves spiritually and and health wise.
Right.
You know, how it affects our children and our grandchildren.
Right. Right. That's true. And you know, it's funny because right now today I'm 55. I'm in better shape than my son. He's 35. You know, and it's crazy because, you know, now because I have hypertension
Right.
and it's controlled.
Right.
You know, it's controlled through the exercise. It's
Right.
controlled through the eating. It's controlled. You know, I do take medication, but it's been reduced now. You
Right.
know, to only one small tiny pill of only 10 milligrams. You know, so
Right.
it's been totally reduced because I
Right.
took off the weight. You know, like you said, I play racquetball every chance I get in the morning. You know, and because I had to find something that I love to do, because I'm not the dude that's just going to get on a treadmill. I think that's the most boring thing in the world. You know, I'm not going to do that. I need something that I can be competitive in. You
Right.
know,
Right.
that's just my nature. So I play racquetball. You know what I mean? And I compete in that. We do a lot of crap talking. It's a bunch of guys. We play every morning. And I lost weight. I took off 65 pounds. You know,
Wow.
I took off 65 pounds from the time I had that TIA, that minor stroke. So every morning I get up, I make me a drink, and that drink consists of kale, spinach, Swiss chard, blueberries, almonds, flax milk, a protein powder,
Mm-hmm.
and I blend all that stuff, and I have that drink every morning. You know, because
Good.
it has the antioxidants in it. It has
Mm-hmm.
it has the dark greens that you need
Mm-hmm.
in your body. It has the nuts in it. It has the blueberries, which is another antioxidant. It has the bananas that provides a lot of potassium. So I have all those things that I have in that drink is such a powerful drink, Damon, that when I drink that in the morning, I don't have to eat till 2 o'clock
There you go.
in
That
the
I do the
afternoon.
same.
My metabolism is running because of the workout. What I have in it has the proper nutrients to take me throughout the day without having to eat a whole lot of snacks and crap. You know,
Exactly.
and plus I
Exactly.
start in the morning with a lemon water drink, which acts as a what do you call that? Uh, alkaline. It acts as an alkaline,
Mm-hmm.
which jumps your organs, get your organs
That's
going
right.
early in the
That's
morning.
right.
You know,
That's
lemon
right.
water serves as an alkaline. So all that stuff has helped me. You know what I mean? It helped me to lose weight, to stay fit, feel better, and keep my blood pressure down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, and that's the regiment. You know, when you talk to a lot of people, you know, they take similar regimens like that. You know, I do the lemon and ginger and lime. I do that every morning. Well, I drink that all day, every day. You know, I drink it all day, every day, and I do my shakes, man. You know, and I juice. You know, I just spent like $200 on a juicer. You know,
Right.
and I start juicing. you know, and you don't have to eat a meal.
That's
You know,
true.
because it's all your nutrients and everything you need. I have a saying. I made some T-shirts that God is in your vegetables, right? Because your vegetables are living organisms. You know,
Yes.
and when we put and vegetables come from the earth. The earth is
Yes.
from God. You know,
Yes.
and that is what we need in our body, man. You know, and people joke me at work, man. God is in your vegetables. God is in. I'm like, listen, man, that's real, right? It's real. God is in your vegetables. It's alive, man. And if we are, if we are from God, man, we got to put lively things in our body to keep us alive. And our diet is really key for that. Is really key, and you said it, like you can have that shake in the morning and that could last you all day. Like some people say, well, I can't go without eating. Well, if you have the right food in the morning, you don't have to eat till
That's right.
evening.
That's right. Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, I'm talking about putting a big bushel of greens.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
3 different greens,
Exactly.
a handful of nuts, a handful of berries, a whole banana.
Exactly.
All that stuff is going into your body.
Exactly.
What more do you need? I mean, come on. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. You have been an inspiration to me.
Thank
You
you,
have been
brother.
an inspiration. You don't know it, but you have. The day you came in my store, bursting out your T-shirt, I said, I want to look like that dude. I want to look like that dude right there. That's the dude I want to look like.
Yeah, but I'm 35 pounds lighter now,
Yeah.
man.
So when I was like, I said, babe, you see that dude arms? I want to look like that cat right there. So you have been an inspiration, man. You
Hey,
have been
man. Hey,
in
we
all that you
inspire each
do,
other.
all that you do for your county. I mean, all that you do. I mean, it's just you're an amazing dude, man. You're a stand-up dude. Don't think I don't watch you, bro. I watch you. I
Thank you,
watch you.
man. I appreciate
And
you,
keep
brother.
supporting us. Keep
Oh,
standing up
absolutely.
for us, man. Absolutely.
Brother, when we talk about a passion and what God, I truly believe, that's what God has me for, because of the fact that I'm able to do it. And I try to inspire, put in other people that we must stand up for our community. But if nobody else will do it, I have no problem doing it, because
Like we froze. All right, you guys, just give him a second. I'm sure he'll be back. Look like we froze here. Lisa Best, no problem. I will post that drink.
yo,
We
can
got
you?
you? All right, we back. Cool.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell, when you start getting deep on Facebook, man.
yeah, right. Yeah, right. They probably said, there go that DK Jones guy. Let's interrupt him.
Exactly.
He
Yo, they
talking about
already
Westchester County standing up for them people. Let's interrupt him
exactly,
right now.
man. But listen, they already got me. Facebook already got me blocked. I can't post my own groups, brother. Like
Wow.
it's crazy, man. It's
Wow.
crazy. So, like I was saying, man, I mean, I think this is what God blessed me to do, and I'm thank He gives me the strength to do it, man. I've been through my ups and downs, and a lot of it has been public,
Right.
but I came through it, and I came through it, and it gives me more faith,
Right.
to stand up taller because I've been through that. And I think if we as a people look at it, and it also told me I gotta get my health together, because it's very stressful, and stress itself, people don't know stress lowers your immune system because your body, if you're stressed out, your body will work on the stress. Like, you don't know how beautiful our bodies are made and how it responds to
it fights for us.
Exactly. So if you're stressed out, your body will work on the stress. Like, and it says all the soldiers go over here, but then illness, disease, and everything creeps through the back because your body is fighting stress. So we have to try to find ways to not let life and life situations stretch us out as much, man, because as Black people we already stressed out just being Black in America, man. So, but we have to work that, man. And I'm humbled, man. I'm humbled. I'm able to, put people in the right mind and have people think differently about situations, But like brothers like you, man, I always want to shout out, man, because I see what you're doing, and we have to support people, that have businesses like yours, man, because you're doing a service, and it's not just a service. Yo, brother, man, you making brothers fly. You know what I'm saying? You making brothers, you making brothers fly, man. And for Black men, for us to feel good about ourselves, and walk in the meeting rooms, man, rocking, and yo, and I tell you, man, I deal with politicians and stuff, and I come in with your stuff on, Mike, and they're like, wow, never seen a bow tie like that before. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, yo, it's Michael Lamont. And the fact that you could go anywhere in the world, and if someone knows who you are and have your ties, they can recognize another brother with a Michael Lamont tie. Me and former Mayor Wallace, we was at a function in the city, and one of the security guards, we walked in, and he was like, y'all got Michael Lamont on. He was like, yeah. So you built almost a fraternity, brother.
Right.
You built a fraternity of men that wear your stuff, and brothers that are proud to wear your stuff, man. And I appreciate for that, man, because you raise brothers' consciousness, man, and you're a man of God, man, and you always have great conversations, man, and you teach your customers. We come in and we chop it up at your shop. I would come out there, hang out there for an hour, just kicking it, man. Just kicking it. So I mean, I thank you, brother, for all that you do, also, man.
Wow, I appreciate it.
For all that you do, also. So, we got about 15 more minutes.
Okay.
But I want you to tell people about your product, man. I want people to know about your product also. And I know you're wearing I was looking at the joint you got on today. Yeah, that's a nice one there too.
Nobody will buy this yesterday. You know what I mean? Nobody will buy this yesterday.
Oh no!
They got footballs on it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna wear it tomorrow in my interview. Since y'all don't want to buy it, I'm gonna wear it myself.
Oh my God!
Nobody will buy it
on yesterday, man. So tell people that's watching, man, the Michael Lamont Neckwear, what it's about, what was your goal in creating it? Because it has taken on, I found out about you from a friend, and it was around one of the when you would do the 50% Black Friday joints. Oh. And my man told me, he says, yo, man, because back then I was wearing the Tommy Hilfigers. They was a little too small. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know, I'm all big, little Tommy Hilfiger bow ties.
Right.
And my man Tri-State Jericho, he was like, yo, you need to check out Michael Lamont. I was like, Michael Lamont? I was like, oh man. He was like, yeah. So he had shown me one of your bow ties. I was like, yo, that's dope. He's like, yo, Black Friday. It was close to Black Friday. Black Friday, you got to get out there early. Da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, I didn't make it Black Friday, but I ended up driving out there, and that's when we met. And we started kicking it, and man, I loved them. So talk about like when you thought about it and thought about dressing men, you know, and you know, I see white men too, you know, buy your stuff. Absolutely. But to see Black men in that style, because it's different. It reminds me back in the era, you know, of the 60s and 70s, you know, when, you know, men wore suits all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wore suits. We wasn't, you know, looking like rappers all the time. Right. You know, and it was a different era. It brought me back to the era where men was dressed up all the time. You know, and talk about that. Talk about, you know, your idea of dressing, you know, and the style of dressing that gave you the idea to put how you put the ties together in the bow tie.
Well, you know, I travel back and forth a lot to New York to buy fabrics and supplies and stuff like that in the business. Sometimes I go over in sweats, you know, look like I'm about to cut a rap CD, you know, and you know, I'm and a hoodie, whatever, baseball cap, because I'm comfortable.
Right.
Sometimes I go over and I dress like this, you know, and I always notice how I'm treated differently and how I'm dressed when I get on a train, when I'm in public. If I have a hood on, people don't want to sit next to me. Baseball cap. Or they clutching their bag or their purse, or you know, when I dress, or even the conductors looking at me like I'm trying to get on without paying, you know. But I noticed that when I dress like this, I'm addressed, sir. How you doing, sir? People sit next to me. So it's not nothing new. This is how we have always been treated,
right,
as a people. That people. They're not like church folks, you know. We walk by faith, not by sight, but they walk by what they see. So they're going to judge you based on what they see.
Exactly.
And so I always thought I would rather dress how I want to be addressed than dressed how I want to feel.
Right.
You know, and people say, well, I dress how I want to and I don't care what they think. Come on, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Everyone likes to be treated nicely. You know, what you present to people is what you're going to get in return.
That's right.
Point blank, what you present to them.
That's
you know,
right.
it's the same thing with the sisters. You know, if you don't want to be treated like, you know,
exactly,
the night walker, then don't present yourself like the night walker.
Exactly.
You know, if you ain't open for business, take down the sign.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I always say, dress how you want to be addressed. You know, so it started me to say, okay, you know what? Let me start working with men, not just with the bow ties, but becoming somewhat of an image consultant. You know, where I can take the total guy and show him that there's a different way and a better way to present yourself uniquely and not spend a whole lot of money.
Right.
Not spend a whole lot of money. Because I can take you and I can dress you and put you in a suit that'll cost you $4,000 or $5,000 easily. You know, and a shirt that'll cost you $400 or $500, and then, you know, and so on. But then I can also take and put you in clothes where you can spend a fraction of that and look just as good.
Right.
Because we really don't take the time out to look into information to give us a better image. We don't look at our body shape, our body form. We don't consider what's the right size suit, what's too big, what's too small. And those are all things that, Damon, that puts the whole package together.
That's right.
A whole package together. And so for me, it's a passion. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun as a stylist, because I'm a stylist also and an image consultant. And it's a lot of fun for me. Even with Caucasians, they respect my judgment. They respect my ideals, my opinions. They go with what I say, because they come in my shop and it's like a frenzy, because they know that what they're getting in my shop, they can't even find in Neiman Marcus.
Exactly.
And can't find it nowhere at that price. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what I do is, Damon, I do my homework, and I be different from all other manufacturers and creators and crafters of neckwear, where I do hours and hours of research for fabric that you can't find nowhere. You know what I mean? That's why I said earlier today, 90% of my fabric comes from Sudbury, England, from a silk mill. So I look for stuff that you can't find. I look for ideals, styles, and patterns and combinations that you can't find anywhere. So and that's how you create a brand. That's how you brand yourself. So, like you said, when you see something out there in public, you know where it came from.
Right. Absolutely.
Because that's me in it. That's me.
Exactly.
That's my creativity. That's my hours of work establishing a brand. That's why I say, don't try to mimic what somebody else is doing. That's corny, because you'll only be as good as that person's creativity. But
exactly.
when you establish, and you know where I'm going, I don't want to go there, but when you create yourself and put yourself out there, it's easy to be different and create different styles that nobody has. And I come to understand that we as Black people, we don't like to look like everybody coming down the street.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We don't want to look the same. Okay, he got that, we want to go somewhere where we know we can buy something that everybody don't have.
Exactly.
And that's my edge. It's real simple. That's my edge.
Exactly. Exactly. And back in the day, see, we old school. Like, we old school now. But when I see cats, people wanting to dress the same. Like, a lot of dudes now, they just dress the same. They all look the same. Like, we tried to be different. We tried to do different things. I used to do personal security, for Carl Kanai. And I used to go to meetings with him, and a lot. I traveled the world with him, and his goal, and the reason why he's popping every place else but America, because he refuses to be the same of what's selling.
Exactly.
Of what's selling, and he has excellent clothes, but they say, well, he ain't doing it like this. He doesn't want to do it like that.
Good point.
He doesn't want to do it like that, and he's comfortable where he's at right now, because he's not selling his soul to what the media and what everybody's portraying what fashion is supposed to be. He's like, yo, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And that's what I like about you, brother. You saying, look, this is how I see it. This is how I'm going down. Cats that's going to get it is going to jump on it.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't, oh well. But when we get your time, put it together, and go out, the same ones that's talking about, they're like, yo, where'd you get that? Well, it's Michael Lamont. I've been telling you about the brother for a long time, So I mean, we have to. I don't understand like how we got this way as a people. Not to be original, not to think out of the box, even with fashion,
It's laziness.
Yeah, he said laziness.
It's laziness. Listen, if I can pick up your idea, why use mine? Why use mine? So yours is working already. You did the homework for me.
Right. There's a question. Lisa Brad Williams says, what are some of the mistakes that Black businesses make that you can share?
Okay, that's my wife, D.
I know. What's up? Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's my lady. Because she know that there's a sensitive area in this discussion concerning that, so she want me to bring that out. So, what are some of the mistakes that Black businesses make that I can share? First of all, you know, why does she do this? Okay. You don't have enough time for this, D. You don't have
Hey,
enough
come
time.
on, man. Let's go, man. Come on,
Okay.
man.
First of all, supporting Black businesses. Supporting Black businesses.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you support a Black business, this is how you support a Black business. Okay. When you go into their place of business, or you go into their establishment, treat it like you're going into a high-end store. They don't know you. You don't know them. Mm-hmm. You're walking into Neiman Marcus where they're looking at you, make sure you don't steal anything.
Right.
You're going to go look at the sticker price. If you can't afford it, you're not going to go to the desk and say, hey, give me 50% off or give me the hookup. You're not going to do. That's how you support a Black business. Okay? Exactly. If you only shop with Michael Lamont when we have Black Friday or only a sale and my tithe is only $25, you are not supporting my business.
Exactly.
I'm supporting you.
Exactly.
Okay? You're not supporting my business because you're not paying for the tithe when you support my business. When you support my business, you're paying my price because my price has to pay for electric. My price has to pay for employees. My price has to pay for rent. My price has to pay for insurance. My price has to pay for transportation to get the fabric and the fabric. Those are everything that supports my business. So when you come into my shop and you pay the sticker price without asking for the hookup, which is what is common in our society and in our area, that's common. That's what we do. Come on, bro. Let me get the hookup. You know, come on, man. Come on, bro. Just, you know, can you hook a brother up with just, you know, give me just $10 off. Give me something, bro. You know, I want to support your business. Then if you want to support my business, then pay what's on the other side of the tag.
Exactly.
That's how you support my business. If you want to support my business, refer some people. If you want to support my business. If you want to support my business, if you see something that you don't like or something that I can improve in, share it with me instead of saying, no, I'm going to go shop somewhere else. That's how you support the minority business. You don't go out and talk bad about them because what you're doing is you're killing our own economic system. Exactly. By going out and destroying Black businesses with your mouth is destroying your own people economic system. Instead of saying, bro, can I pull you to a side? Can you change this? Or maybe this might help. I might go, wow, you know what? That's an incredible idea. You just helped our own economic system. We are killing ourselves. We are the worst customer to our own businesses. We are the worst.
That's right.
5 years ago, there was a study done, $4.7 billion buying power in this country for the Black American people. And this is what I don't understand, Damon, because this is how we destroy our own economic system. When something happened during racial discrimination or racial inequality or whatever it is, or social injustice, the first thing that we do is we get together, we call Sharp James, and we want to march. That's the first thing that we do. But if we become aware of the buying power that we have in this country as a Black people, and we shut down this country.
Exactly.
And say, okay, we're not going to buy anything until social justice is done on this issue because we realize our buying power, then we can get everything that we want. And then we realize that it's more important for me to support my Black business and buy within my community the price that he's selling, because then when we shut everything down and we don't shop at Neiman's, we don't shop at Walmart, but we go to the local small African-American business.
That's right.
Then we exercise our power in the economic system in this country the right way.
That's right.
And then we get the things that we want and that we need in this country. But because we want to get over, or we want to, we want to look good, we want the best, but we don't want to pay the price.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so because Mike is not going to give you a discount. You're going to go out and talk bad about Michael Lamont and go shop somewhere else. And you rather get an inferior product just so that
Exactly.
you can have something than to
Exactly.
really support a brother who put the hours in to give you a great product.
Exactly. Exactly. Brother, you hit it. You hit it on the nail. I mean, look, we deal with it with Black Westchester Magazine. I see it with Cupcake Cutie, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I probably see it with plant-based power. But the thing is that we do it to ourselves, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we have the buying power to change it. We argue about, you know, there's no fresh produce in the Black community, but we won't support the Black grocer, right? We don't support Black farmers. Black farmers, you know, we should be supporting Black farmers. You know, so we don't do those things that we need to do to have an economic base, man. And we have to learn. You know, sooner or later, man, we gonna have to learn. Yo, the reason why they know this COVID is killing Black people, but they want Black people to spend their money.
Yeah.
So let's open up. Black people ain't spending their money; they staying home.
Yeah.
We gotta get them out so we can spend the money.
Yeah.
They want us
let them go out so some more of them can get infected.
Exactly.
They know they got to make it to Macy's, and they go to Macy's and they all get together. More of them can get infected. We can get rid of more of them.
Yo, did you see that line in Atlanta for Jordans? Yo, it was like, yo, you're crazy. You're crazy. Then someone told me one of the malls opened up, Gucci and Louis, Black folks just lined up. Like, you thought we didn't have no money.
Yeah.
You thought we didn't have no money, right? The economy was shut down, right?
Yeah.
They opened up Gucci and Louis, lines out the door, Black folks buying Gucci and Louis, man.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know, I'm going to say this, you know, concerning this pandemic. Again, man, you know me, I'm a faith walker. I believe that, you know, everything that I have done, even through this pandemic, that it's all because of God. You know, my business system. I got a text message yesterday, and somebody texted me, says, "You gave up the shop, or did you close down the business? You gave up the shop during the pandemic because some stores will never reopen again."
Right.
So I'm like, "What? No." I said, "I'm doing my thing. I ain't closed down the business for what?" You know, and because it's only God that can allow my business to thrive through this pandemic the way it is. What's crazy is that we have made more money during the pandemic than we did before the pandemic. You know, and that's all God.
That's right.
That's all
That's
God,
right.
man. I mean, think about what I'm telling you, Damon. Think about what I'm telling you. Just little bow ties.
I'm just selling bow ties, brother.
Now you tell me that ain't God.
That's right.
Bro, me and my wife, we're living comfortably.
That's right.
Very comfortably. That's God, man, and that's his favor.
That's right.
And you know why it's there? Because I'm not ashamed to tell people it's God.
That's right.
I'm not ashamed of that, man. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, God this, God that," but it's God. It's all God. It's all God. It's not, and I'm gonna say this, Damon, and I don't know why God is taking me this way. I'm not perfect, man. I got many flaws. I got many issues. I still got a lot of work I got to do on Michael. You know, I'm still working on me being a better husband, being a better father for my kids, being a better pastor for my church. And that's my approach. You know what I mean? I never exalt myself. I never push myself up. I approach things from a humble standpoint because I know I still got a lot of issues. I still got a lot of work that needs to be done on me. You know what I mean? And that's my mindset. That's my approach to everything. You know, I always try to excel, to do better, to become a better person. I want to treat people better. You know what I mean? I want to love people differently. I want to be a better person altogether. And God knows this. And he's able to work with that. You know what I mean? He's able to work with that. I never sit in a position to feel like I'm the greatest of anything.
That's right.
You know, if somebody tells me I'm the greatest, just because that's your perspective. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't pump it into you. You know, and so if you're starting a business or whatever you're doing in the life, and you got to lead people, approach it from that perspective.
Mm.
You know, understanding that there's always somebody better than you. You know what I mean? There's always somebody wiser than you. There's always
That's right.
somebody who's living a life better than you and cleaner than you. You know, and you're not perfect, and that you still need work yourself. And
That's
if you can position yourself like that, that is something that God can bless.
That's right.
You know, the scripture in the Bible says, "Let every man that lift up himself be abased, you know, or be brought down." You know, let God lift you up, and this is what He has been doing to me. You know, because every morning I'm on my knees, I'm praying for my church members, I'm praying for people like you who are in leadership, I'm praying for people who want to make it, who want to just do better to please God. This is my prayer every morning on my knees at 6 o'clock in the morning, for us to just please God. And this is why we're suffering this pandemic situation right now. Because First Chronicles 7:14 says, "If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray,
There you
seek my
go.
face, turn from their wicked ways, then will I forgive their sin and heal their land." You know, and so where God needs us to turn from our wickedness. You know, and I don't want to go too far from the left to the left, but the church in general, the church number one. Look at what it has become. People not preaching until they get paid. People not playing the instruments until they get paid. Now that there's no church, where are you now?
That's right.
You're not getting funds now. Where are you now?
That's
You
right.
know, your relationship with God is gone now because the
That's
church
right.
is gone now. And this is what it's become. And God has gotten tired of it. So He has shut the church down.
Yes.
Shut it down so that now He's testing your real relationship with Him, because what you was basing your relationship on was showing up and doing what you do on Sunday for finances.
Mm.
I don't get paid from my church a dime. I
Mm.
work for a living. I'm a blessing to my church, not a liability.
That's right.
You know, I
That's right.
sow into the people of God. I don't drain the people of God.
Mm.
You know, and this is what we ought to be. You know what I mean? Listen, that's God's hustle. Church is His hustle. Get your own hustle and serve. And serve for a change.
What?
And serve for a change.
That's right, brother.
Michael Lamont is my hustle. When it comes down to him, I serve.
Woo. That's right.
Okay? I serve. And I don't, and when they say wait upon the Lord, that's what I do. I wait upon the Lord.
That's right.
I serve Him like a waiter.
That's right.
You know what I mean? No, I don't serve Him a bill at the end of service. No, I serve Him. I really serve Him. You know,
man, you took it to church right there at the end, Mike.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to go there.
I ain't mad,
any pastors watching, please forgive me. You know what? I still want to be your friend. Amen. God bless you. Don't judge me. I'm just saying.
This is what it's about, man. And this is what last week I had my brother Pastor Wheeler, brother, good friend of mine, man. Love him to death. And he basically said the same thing. You know, the same thing you were saying, man. Because we was talking about, you know, keeping our spirituality and our spiritual health, you know, among COVID-19. And he touched on that too. You know, he touched on, you know, God is testing the church. God is testing the pastors. He touched on that, man. So, I mean, y'all brothers are, you know, you said it differently, but y'all brothers are in line, you know, with what people, you know, with what is going on, and that we need to address it as a people, man. You know, and I thank you for reminding people, you know, that we have to come out this better people. You know, definitely have to come out this better people, man. And you know, and like you, man, I look at my wife and my daughter, and business has never been this high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? just a little cake with some icing on it, Mike. Some cupcake. What,
Try God.
Right, Uber Eats, Grubhub, like yo, they running in and out like crazy, you know. But you know, and I'm it's a blessing, you know. She's down there working. I'm up here on my computer doing my thing. You know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So you know, man. Let me see. Someone
You got a couple
said,
comments on there.
yeah. Okay. This is Black businesses. Alex Harrison says Black businesses don't get support because sometimes they bring their friends along, which doesn't help because of a sense of entitlement. No, you can't get that free. Absolutely.
Good comment, Alex.
Absolutely. Grants train Black business what is necessary to maintain a business, filing taxes, keeping books, insurance, workers, compensation. That will help the business proper.
Yes. And can I just make a comment on that?
Yes.
Camellia Taylor, excellent point. Excellent point. You know, we had to get an outside accountant to organize everything. Mm-hmm. Listen, you cannot run the business, my type of business. I cannot run my business and do the books myself.
Right.
It's just not possible. It's not possible. So I had to hire an outside accountant to handle the books, the filing of the taxes and keeping the books. And we got QuickBooks. We allowed him to have access to our QuickBooks and our bank accounts so that he can handle the things the way that needs to be kept. That's what these people went to school for.
Exactly.
To help you run your business.
Exactly.
And handle your business and manage your books while you do what's necessary to make the money to pay them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's a whole system that works here. You make the money to pay them to do what they need to do to keep you official.
Exactly.
So that's a great point. Great point.
Exactly. Like I was telling my wife, because I'm online with these lawyers going back and forth, filling out the 501c3, doing the paperwork for the IRS. Then I got to register with New York State, the charity, and do all that. And I told her, I said, look, I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm getting me an accountant. You know?
Hello.
I got to get me an accountant because I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna get me an accountant. You know, so this accountant will know how to do everything and you know and know what to do and all that because you know you mess around and you know and especially with 501c3s, man, you mess around and end up in jail like other people. Famous people got caught up, you know, allowing people messing up the money, man, and even on a regular business, if you don't know what you're doing, look how many people ended up, you know, bankrupt because they had crooked accountants, you know, Sam Davis Jr. All in, man. You got to know your business. You got to be on it. You know, you have to be on it. That's everything, man. I'm trying to see the comments.
You know, and on top of that, you know, we fall into also, and this is a great point, a great topic. Thank you so much for that, Camellia, because it brings to me a point. Mm-hmm. We're so accustomed to traditionally telling our kids, when you graduate, I want you to become a doctor or a lawyer. You know, this is the good old American dream, a doctor or a lawyer. You got to be a doctor or a lawyer. But I read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, long time ago. And the poor dad, who one thought was a poor dad, was the one who decided to open up a Wawa's. The rich dad was a dad who was a doctor and went to school. The rich dad actually turned out to be the one who opened up the Wawa's, all of the Wawa's, because he became a business owner while this doctor opened up a practice, but always had to go back to school when there was new developments of medicine, new stuff. He stayed in school for many, many years. All right. The thought process of that is that the rich dad who became a rich dad went to Wawa's, learned and understood business management and accounting. With business management and accounting, that allowed him to open up a business, number one, and to be able to run a business where it can accumulate an infinite amount of income.
Yeah, that's right.
Sky's the limit. When you run your own business, sky's the limit on your income. It's up to you how much you want to make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a doctor in that sense is kind of somewhat limited. You know, he's limited to his income. You know, this is what you're going to get paid as a surgeon, chief surgeon in a hospital. This is what you're going to get annually. That's your income. But as a business owner, it's unlimited. Great point, Camellia. Yeah, turn it over, man, to an accountant.
Yes,
you know, or if you're going to raise your children, teach them little rascals how to become an accountant or a business management.
Exactly.
Let them business management. Let them own something.
Exactly.
Let them own something.
Exactly, man. And this is the mindset. This is the shift. This is what the new normal should. When they talk about we're going to go back to normal or having a new normal, part of the new normal is that we should start teaching our children. You know, if you want to go to school, nothing wrong with going to school, but go to school with the understanding that you want to open your own business.
Mm.
You know, be a business owner instead of working for somebody else and letting them call the shots. That's cool if you want to. You know, I went in corrections for 30 years, but I've owned a recording studio, had a personal security firm. You know. Black Westchester. I've owned businesses all through that because I took that income and I tried to do different businesses.
Right.
But I always had the mindset that this is just helping me pay the bills. But I wanna own my own business. And that's and people say, well, why didn't you go up the rank and file, get promoted?
Mm-hmm.
I said, because I wasn't thinking about that place like that. I was trying. You thinking about me taking a sergeant's test, and I'm in India and Italy and Japan with Carl Can. I ain't thinking about. Thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about that. I was like, what? Please, I'm getting ready to go to Japan next week.
Right.
I'm not thinking about none of that because I was always. You could have a job, but always try to be independent, man. Always try to have your own business, man. Get whatever, and I'm pushing that into my son now. Think about getting your own business. So he's thinking about real estate. So I said, well, study. And learning the craft, brother. A lot of people, I want you to talk about that because I have this conversation with my son all the time. He comes up with great ideas. I said, okay, fine, but you got to learn the craft.
Yes.
Right. And I use Mike Tyson as an example. He was a great boxer, but he understood the history of boxing. He understood the craft to a T, not just the physical side. Mike Tyson understood. If you ever have a conversation about boxing with him or listen to about boxing, that brother, he understood the science of boxing, not just the physical side, but the mental side. And when we're trying to have a business, a lot of us don't want to understand the craft that we're getting in.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that, brother?
Yeah. Well, again, it's a lot of it, we get into things because of what it looks like or the facade of it, and we don't really do the necessary homework. You'd be amazed how many people come and ask me, Mike, where you get your fabric from? Like I'm supposed to tell you where I get my fabric. Go do the homework yourself. You go to New York and you walk up and down them streets and you learn like I did. You learn that there's 21 different grades of silk. You learn what the difference is between Dupioni and Shantung. You learn the 3-ply, 5-ply, 7-ply silk, 10-ply silk. I did all the homework to learn this stuff myself.
Right.
Who makes the best weaves? I went to Patterson had the largest silk mill in the country years ago, back in the early 2000s. They used to call it Silk City. Patterson was known as Silk City.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And they had the largest silk mill called Kalkstein Silk Mill. And I went there, and this is just me because when I'm learning something, I'm nosy. I want to find out everything there is to know about it. And so I went to the silk mill, and this is where they weave the fabric. So they had big spools of silk. I mean, big spools of silk about this big, each silk which is woven from a worm, a
Right.
silkworm,
Right.
and each one of them was dyed a color. They were
Right.
dyed a certain color, and there was a machine. There was machines. So the weaving machines were about 15 feet high and about 12 feet wide, big machines.
Right.
And they had 20 of these machines inside this place. This place was a block long. So I was fascinated so much that not only am I going to be able to buy fabric here, but I'm going to become educated on the complete area of what I'm going into. Now I'm not only going to be able to buy the silk, but I know how it was made.
Exactly.
I know the different grades of it. I know why. I know why why this costs this much. I know why woven fabric costs more than raw silk, because raw silk is untreated, and that's why you see like a lot of knots in it because it's untreated. It's called shantung or dupioni. But I did my homework,
Right.
so I know why I have to charge a person a certain price.
Right.
Because this is the process that the fabric went through.
Right.
So I have a right to charge this price. Not only that, when it comes down to workmanship, I know the difference between a handmade and machine-made tie. I can look at a tie and tell it was machine-made or handmade. I know what a bar tack is. I know what a self loop. I know what self tipping. I know the not just the lingo, but I know what the importance of each piece is. I know what's inside the necktie. I know the difference between a 5-stripe horsehair inner lining, and people be like, "What the heck is that?" But I'm supposed to know. I'm supposed to know. I do my homework on my craft because this is my livelihood. I'm
Right.
supposed to know. If I go into, now here's a story, true story, and I'm gonna let you go, let you finish. I went to California, to Hollywood, to the ESPY Awards to dress a group that was performing for the ESPY Awards. They called my business, they heard about my business, and they wanted me to dress the group. So I went there, I dressed the group, and while I was out there, I went to their after party, hand out cards. So I'm handing out business cards, and I had this 4-sided bow tie on. So this guy stopped me, and he says, "Wow, where'd you get that? That's a nice bow tie." I said, "Well, I make this myself. This is a 4-sided bow tie, 3-inch freestyle bow tie. You have to tie yourself, and blah blah blah." I'm rambling on about the bow tie. So the guy stood back, he looked at me, he says, "Wow," he says, "you really know your stuff." I said, "Yeah." So he gave me a card. And I said, "Thank you." He says, "Call me on Monday." So I got back to the store from California, the ESPY Awards, and I pulled out all the cards. And I looked at his card, and it said Preston Moxie, National Purchasing Manager for Men's Accessories and Furnishings for Nordstrom's.
Exactly.
Because I knew my craft.
Right.
He liked the bow tie, but because I knew I knew what I was doing. I knew my stuff. He was confident. He's like, "You make." So I had the privilege of talking to him. They wanted to put me into Nordstrom's. I sent them some of my stuff and everything, and they really liked my stuff. But at that particular time, it wasn't something that I really wanted. They wanted to put my bow ties in Nordstrom's. Period. That was the bottom line. Right. He's not now. Mind you, here's God again. He's not the national purchasing manager for women's shoes or men's suits or the coat department.
Right.
He's the national purchasing manager for my accessories department, the department that I'm in. So God was affording me another opportunity to expand my business. Gave me the choice of whether I wanted to go that direction or not.
Right. Exactly.
So I understood the logistics of it and understanding that if I do this, then it's going to cut down on my time from pastoring. Take me away from the church. It's going to involve me a whole lot more. I'm going to now have to hire an outsourcing manager, distributing manager. It was just too much stuff, Damon, that I didn't want to go into. So I spoke to an accountant and an attorney, and they said the best thing that you should do is create a pilot store, a pilot Michael Lamont store. And once you complete that pilot Michael Lamont store, then let's put them up in different cities.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Now, all you have to do is hire a manager. That's what we're working on now. All you have to do now is hire a manager to run each store.
That's it. That's it, brother. That's it. And your quality stays the same.
The quality stays the same. Not only quality stays the same, the margin stays the same. The profit margin stays the same.
Right. Exactly.
So yes, you got to know your craft, man. You got to know your craft. And this is where we run into a problem because we panic because we don't do our homework because we didn't learn our craft.
Exactly.
And when you have little shops, this is why, Damon, you see like a lot of little shops, they sell hair rollers over here. Over here they got donuts. Back here they got dashikis. Over here they selling playing cards. They're so happy that they got a little an establishment. They put everything in it.
Right.
But if you master one item,
exactly,
one item, just master one item. I don't care where you get your suit, but when you need your accessory, I need you to come here.
Right. Man, listen, brother, that's great, man. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me this time and giving us this time to talk about owning the business, spirituality, health. I think is great. I think people that will watch it in the future, and I'll send you the link once I download it and get it on YouTube, man. That I think people will gain from what you said, man. But before we go, tell people how they could get a bow tie, brother. We got it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. We are located at 746 Prospect Street in Maplewood. Maplewood, New Jersey. 746 Prospect Street, Maplewood, New Jersey. Michael Lamont Neckwear. I've been in this business, in this industry. This is a 28-year-old company. 28-year-old company.
God bless.
Well-established business. We've been in GQ magazine, British GQ magazine, Menswear magazine, O magazine, cover the Star Ledger, News 12, New Jersey. So we've been around. We're on a lot of celebrities. A lot of celebrities wear our items, and we make neckties. We make everything. We make neckties, bow ties, ascots, pocket round, braces. We're now also doing suits and shirts. And we carry a high-end shoe line and sock line. So we want to do the complete wardrobe for the man. We are stylists, fashion consultants. So if you want to get anything from us, or you want to design your own outfit, you're going somewhere very important and you want to have the right outfit on, just come in and talk with us and we'll help you out. We'll also teach you a little bit, educate you a little bit on seasonal fabrics, and that you don't dress like I am this morning with a wool tweed suit on and in the heat of summer. But we want to educate you as well on what we do. A great company, Christian-based company, and we just try to do right by our customers. That's all. Just try to do right by our customers.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and give your lovely wife my love. Mm-hmm. Hello, Lisa. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank you, man, and for everybody that's watching. This is Michael Lamont. You can get him on Facebook too. I always share his auctions. I always share his auctions. He has auctions. When do you have auctions, Mike?
Right now, during the pandemic, we was having them on Saturday mornings at Breakfast with Mike. Last night we had Friday night something, Kings and Queens auction last night. So right now during the pandemic, we have them on Saturdays, but we started having them on Thursdays. Damon, can I just plug one thing before we go?
Yes.
And God just put this in my spirit. I was trying to build this to prepare this for my kids, my children, so that when I leave here, I can leave an inheritance to them, for them. So many of us, we die, we don't leave our children anything.
Right.
We don't leave our families anything. If you are in business or you're not in business, try to build something that you can leave for your kids. I don't want them to have to struggle with economy. I did all the homework for them, and so I wanted and tried to build them something for their future.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great, and that's what that's wealth. I mean that's what we have to do. Generational wealth. We have to begin to do that because black people compared to white people, we're losing on generational wealth. And that's part of the inequity that we have to continue to address. And how do you get wealth other than having businesses, man? You know, having businesses and like you said, leaving your children something. You know, we have to begin to leave our children wealth instead of debt. You know,
Yes.
what I'm saying, instead of debt.
Yes.
You know, unfortunately, Black people don't even have insurance policies.
Yeah.
You know, Black people don't even have insurance. We don't even understand the importance of having a life insurance policy. You know, and so we have to. So it's a lot of teaching, man. It's a lot of teaching, and this is part of it, brother. And I thank you again, man. I thank you, and I appreciate you. And for those watching, man, check out Michael Lamont on Facebook. You can follow him. He has auctions. I share it on my page. I share the auctions on my page. You get the flyers, bow ties, ascots, straight ties. You know, just look at my pictures. That's all you got to do. And check out Mike. And he makes great combinations too. You could get some ideas. And there's some videos you teach how to tie a bow tie. Because a lot of men don't know how to tie a bow tie. They use the clip-ons, you know.
Yeah, that's secret though. I can't tell who those are.
I know we don't want to.
I can't reveal a secret.
We don't want to blow them up. We don't want to blow them up on video.
No, we don't want to do that.
All right, brother. I thank you, man. Love you, brother.
David, listen, man. Thank you too, man. And keep on being an example for us, brother. We love you, man. We love what you're doing for our people. We thank you for your bravery and your courage to stand up for us, because we know that there is retribution when you do that. We know that there is, you know, they come at you for that. We know that. And so thank you for your courage, man. And for your love for your people.
That's right. Keep praying for me, brother, because I know.
Absolutely, man.
And I appreciate it, man.
Can I do that now?
Yes.
God, we thank you. We praise you. God, we love you and we adore you. We thank you for this moment, this time of fellowship and sharing. And God, we just thank you, Lord God, for these two minds. I thank you especially for my brother, my friend, Damon Jones. Lord God, I pray that you continue to cover him, God, with your precious blood. Lord God, continue to protect him. Continue to give him the courage, the wisdom, and knowledge to deal with us, Lord God, this people. And Lord God, we pray that even that you may endow in him, Lord God, just more wisdom, more instruction, more direction, oh God, and continue to bless this man, bless his house, his family, his wife, his business. And we thank you, we praise you right now. And Lord God, continue to bless this broadcast as it may reach out to help people. We thank and praise you right now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Amen.
Bless you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What kind of food do you eat? You say soul food? Was that the food of African people? Slave food. The food that we find most satisfying. The food that we find that sticks to our ribs. The food that we call down home. A food that we learned to eat in the quarters. And yet we dare say that we have escaped slavery. That we have nothing to do with those people back there. That was back there. When our whole very social life and social relationships, our very definition of ourselves as a people, our very attempt to commune with ourselves is mediated by the food of slaves. We have not escaped it at all, but it is time for us to change the slave consciousness.